Easy anti-cheat is not installed. What? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to exit that. What game should I play then? Hey there, native. Good to see you. I'm trying to get a game booted up. It's not doing me too well at this moment, at least. Maybe I just won't. Maybe I just won't play a game. Oh well, I'm all right. I don't have to. I do have the number in case if anyone wanted to call in. I was someone else was doing it, and I was like, I haven't done like I did all that work to set that up, and haven't done much with it. So I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. That's the thing, you know. Hey, Yankee Bell, Denise, good to see you. Um, that's the thing about like doing this stuff. Uh, I make it so easy for people like the fleas. If they really wanted to screw with me, like I literally have a phone number. They could call, they could leave me nasty uh voicemails. They could they could call into the show. But see, they're not incredibly bright. So that's why it doesn't happen. So it's like whatever. Whatever. Uh let's see. I don't want to go through the news cuz that's what they're live on Rumble right now. Oh wait, is it only on Rumble or are they live on YouTube? I could restream them from Rumble. Technically, it's not YouTube content. So it's not a YouTube violation. I don't know if they're banned from YouTube because I'll take a look, but their channel was up last I checked. They're probably suspended, to be honest. Let's take a look. So yeah, it's still showing the channel up. They did a they did a stream one day ago. It's Sunday Spun Day. Okay. Um, yeah, but they're up. So should we do like Skipper doesn't have a Discord. If I did, I would be doing watch parties in there where I would just put their stuff up on Rumble and be like, "Oh, hey, if you want to come on in." And we'll just make fun of them live as it's happening. I could probably do that. I could probably like make it super small. Hi, Georgie. I could probably make it super small, and that way yeah, I'd be running a risk of copyright because I could probably put them on and, like, maybe have it real small and have other stuff happening and show you guys that screen. Dare to stream them on YouTube. The only thing is I don't wanna give them the ability to strike my channel, you know? I'm pretty protective of my channel. There's live chat on yesterday's live stream is still active. Are you asking or telling me? Because I think it is, because they still have the stream up. Uh, but yeah, they could absolutely just harass me, and they just they do like I literally like I will absolutely milk that for content every day. People get so mad, like today with the whole stuff in the group, people getting, just so spun up. And to be honest, a lot of the stuff that people are talking about, I could give a shit. I could just give a shit. Um, but I just find it funny. Uh, yeah, they're apparently they are live. Let me pull them up. Is it two Lees in a pod on Rumble? Yeah, it is. Let's see. They got fourth, or wait, that's one from a day ago. They got 400 followers, and there's 300 people watching right now. Well, hey, good for them. The payout is better on Rumble anyway. The problem is, um, YouTube is the bigger platform, and YouTube also has a lot more interactivity with other stuff. Yeah, of course you can, Georgia. I got to send you this link because this is a different. Unless if you want to log in. Oh, actually, you know what? I am live on Rumble right now, so it's probably a good thing that I didn't stream anything. Because normally, if you're streaming someone already on the platform in a lot of different places, that is what I want to say. That's a copyright violation. There you go. So that would be a copyright violation. But if I stop streaming on Rumble and I only did it on YouTube, technically, technically that's not against YouTube's terms of service. But I'm not all about being a dick. I'll when they're messing with me, yeah, I'll be a dick right back, but they're just talking about me. Like I don't care about them sending their people to report this channel. Like I already if you guys saw my post, they've been reporting the shit out of me and it's not working. I'm not worried. Like unless if I were actually like walking the line, would I and as much as I would like to do that, like put their thing up, but put it very small, I don't wanna get too close. Yeah, that's the number to the show. I do have it here, so um I could pull it up. Oil up like you did last live. Oil up what? They were talking about going after the so-called people who reported their channel the other day saying they're going to go down. Uh it it should tell them. So they got banned or they got suspended for copyright is what they had said. And if that's the case, it's most likely Jeremy, but it would absolutely tell them whose copyright they broke. That YouTube has this whole process where if I make a copyright strike about someone, I have to give them my name, my address. Uh, there are cases where you have to upload a copy of your license, and the other party gets all that. because YouTube does that because these are legal claims that people are making, and you can't make legal claims anonymously. I've had people try to do some stuff like that to me in the past, like try to, um, like I had the Stolen Valor crew that was really pissed off was mailing my attorney and my ex-wife's attorney in our divorce, and like making all these claims. And what's funny about it is I was not worried one bit, and I had a lawyer who was a real, for lack of a better word, real pussy. And he was like, "This isn't good. This can be used against you." I'm like, "No, it can't." I'm like, "I have a Sixth Amendment right to face my accuser, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So all this is hearsay. I can't, uh, I can't question the person who's bringing these accusations. They can mail things straight to the judge anonymously, and it can't be used against me." He's like, "Well, it could be." I'm like, "Dude, just stop." I'm like, "I am smart enough to know that that can't be used. Like me doing a show, I'm gonna be a firebrand. People are gonna come after me. It's gonna happen." And that was early in my divorce, but I was thankfully far along enough along with my therapy that I could recognize. I was like, "This isn't nothing. Go ahead and make all your anonymous complaints." They said it was for harassment and death threats that got them reported. Okay, well that's different. So that is a different thing. And that requires YouTube to actually look at the content. If you make a copyright claim, YouTube's not looking at it. All they're going to say is, tell us what video, tell us what time frame in that video, give us a link to the video that you're saying is copyrighted that is being used, and then we're going to go to the other party and let notify them, give them a chance to take it down or dispute it, and that's how it all goes. Jesus loves you, which is good because everyone else thinks you're an asshole. Well, that's absolutely true. 100% guilty. That's me. Me and Jesus are tight. Everyone else. But yeah, so if they got it for harassment and death threats, it's because YouTube actually looked at it. They YouTube doesn't take that stuff lightly. Uh, and you know, that's why a lot of the stuff that they say is just dumb. Like, I don't care when they're talking about me. Doesn't bother me. That they said I was what was the words they used? I was involved in some seriously bad shit, whatever that's supposed to mean. Hey, Steven, welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, so yeah, that they said that about me, and I'm like, okay, well, you can say these things. Um, I've had people talk about my divorce. I've had people take you guys may have seen the video of my ex's boyfriend attacking me and getting his ass whooped. But people blamed that incident on me. I don't know how someone hitting me from behind is my fault, but I've had people blame that. That doesn't bother me. I think the a lot of stuff that I do, 80% of it, I've been attacked a couple times on camera. I have no idea what's going on, but what's your favorite dinosaur? Ooh, okay. I am definitely getting off onto this for Jay the Great. Thank you for being here, by the way, Jay, and thank you for the question. In fact, I am going to put that up on screen. My favorite dinosaur. Okay. I want to react with Carnotaurus. I want to react with that because that one's a pretty cool one right off the bat. Hoorah, hoorah, Steven. Um, Yeah, I want to react with that one, but I've never really thought about it. It could be, hmm. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with Carnotaurus, which is pretty awesome. It was, you guys tell me what your favorite dinosaur is. Well, it was also an AI image as well, and it was Vomit Boy that was reading something that got reported as death threats. Well, I guarantee that Yahoo or Yahoo that YouTube looked at it. What they should do is appeal it. Appeal it. But here's the thing with some of these social media companies. A lot of their appeal systems are complete and total bullshit between you, me, and the fence post. So just between us girls. Camera equals accountability. Absolutely, it does, slip up, Sally. And I always tell people transparency, and this is what I used to teach my Marines. Transparency is the world's greatest disinfectant. It 100% is. Like mold grows in the darkness. And when you apply that to your life, it's amazing. Like sometimes transparency sucks. It does suck sometimes, but uh, it does ultimately burn out mold. Only pussies will attack you from behind. Well, that dude was a colonel. He a retired colonel. He attacked me from behind and got himself knocked out. But you guys can go on to Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, go on to his channel, and you can watch that. Also, a Veterans Affair Media. We might be adding a couple new shows onto the network. I think I have some female veterans who are ones that I trust that may be coming and doing their own shows on Better Nation. Okay, we have to be good. Georgie's here.
Yeah, okay.
You're up late.
Or you can have her. Damn.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Minnesota is conquered territory. What do you on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because we could hear background noise.
Honey, mom,
Uh,
mom, who is drunk, by the way,
And me.
are you
and boss.
and Paul? You still on your vacation?
Mom just screamed, Deathman!
You guys still on vacation? Oh God.
Yeah. No.
What is it I always tell? Two times I tell you not to stream. Don't stream emotional or drunk. Things just happen.
For the record, I'm neither. Mama is.
I'm vertical. I just wanted to break it up today. I don't always like going vertical. It's just YouTube. They do different stuff when you go vertical. They put you in front of different people. As we're seeing new people here tonight. And Slip Up Sally, I don't know about you, but my camera is fully automatic. It shoots automatic. Just like an old man with epilepsy. But yeah, so you know, I don't report anybody's channel. I would never tell anyone to report someone's channel. They'd have to be crossing a very big line for me to say, "Hey, report their channel." And in case if you guys haven't noticed, with the group, the Facebook group, I don't I'm an admin there. I don't do much. Georgie's trying to mess with me. But yeah, I would much rather watch people argue. Go ahead and argue. Do it. People are like, I don't want the arguments. Those are the people who want people banned. And for me, I'm not going to say you have free speech on social media because you don't. People just need to come to terms with that. uh, you don't have free speech on social media. They they make the rules, and that's just the way it is. But Are you transgender? Am I? No. Uh, I have other mental illness. I have PTSD, but I do not have gender dysmorphia. Uh, in fact, I'll well, I don't want to give them ammo to report this. Uh, on other social media, I talk about my thing on the trans.
You're
But for brains, I do enjoy that um that username. No one's calling into the show. I wonder if that's a problem. People don't. Some people just don't want to come on to a lot of stuff. They're scared about making a fool of themselves, and I get it. I
and
did
then
this
there's us.
show. Well, I did this show for a couple years, making a fool of myself. Liar, I can hear a gay lisp. You can hear a gay lisp in my voice. Oh, I think you just need to stop. You, sir, need to just take that attitude and get out of here. I also have a blow up doll right here. This is Lacey, and she's wearing her Veteran Nation t shirt. It was, wasn't it Dennis that gave me this? Georgie? She's muted. But this
That
is
was John
Lacey.
Naylor.
John Naylor, that's right. That's right. Yeah. John bought Lacey and sent her to me, and she's been a part of the show ever since. So that is about as sexual as we get on this show, is the blow up doll. Which,
Who is
oh my
Slip Up
God,
Sally?
I don't know, but Slip Up Sally knows you.
Apparently, but I don't know who they are.
It's probably someone just on an alt. And here's the thing, I've got no problem with people having alts. None whatsoever.
Hi, Slip Up Sally. I don't know who you are, but hello.
Um, excuse me. See, normally Skipper, I'd be laying down about this time, getting ready to go to sleep because I wake up early. Which I started the show this morning pretty early. Oh God, she's typing at me again, folks. When she types at me, it's just she's trying to mess me up. Undercover Hales Mole. Well, I am Jeremy Hale's cohort. Don't know if you know this or not. According to Lynette, I'm his cohort, so I call myself Cohort Supreme. Uh, which is funny. And for the people over there, uh, for a lot of people were sending me Larry's email because I posted that I would happily give him an affidavit for his court case, and I have sent him an email. Is this your decaf show? Yeah, I tend to not drink coffee past 10 a.m. I'm not. I used to have an aunt, my aunt Cindy. She could brew a pot of coffee at 10 p.m., drink it, and fall asleep no problem. Not me. I like coffee, don't get me wrong. I just like if I'm drinking coffee late at night, um, I've done it. Don't get me wrong. Many nights in the Marine Corps, um, I had to do that on duty and things like that. Um, and I don't drink energy drinks. That's also when I would do energy drinks was late at night on like a long duty. Um, I'll tell you guys a fun military story. So I'm in Afghanistan, and we had someone was breaking into. We lived in these containers, shipping containers, but they were nice ones, like not the ones that you see, um, you know, on the actual ships. These were nice shipping containers. They folded up real nice so they could ship them into Afghanistan and then put them up, and boom, it was a instant little shelter for you to live in. So someone was breaking into those because they weren't the most secure things ever. So our XO got really mad about it, and he said he had this little shack built, and he's like, "I'm going to put a duty down there, and they're not going to be watching TV. They're going to be sitting there. They're only going to get a phone book, and they can bring something to read, and that's it. No computers, no like they got a phone book, and they're reading materials. No TVs, no computers, no distractions, right?" So he stands that up, and he uh, starts putting out this duty roster, and one of my staff sergeants gets it, and I go down to change, and I go do my workout, and I'm about ready to shower and go, back into work. And I'm like, oh yeah, my staff sergeant's on duty down here. I'm gonna go pop in and see how things are going. So I stop in to say hello. And we're talking, and I'm like, this duty's gotta really suck. And he's like, it's not that bad. I've had worse. And he goes, it's only during, working hours. And I was like, yeah, but still, it's gotta be pretty boring. He's like, I find things to do. I'm like, what would you find to do? And he goes, oh, here, let me show you. And he opens the phone book and he dials this number, and I hear first recruit training battalion. And he goes, hey, motherfucker, I see the Marines that you're bringing into the Marine Corps, and they're all pieces of shit. What the fuck's the matter with you? And this voice on the other line's like, fuck you, motherfucker. And they start like just going at each other. And he'd called the drill instructors. They go back and forth just screaming at each other for like a minute, and then he just reaches
Help.
over and hangs up the phone. And I am dying laughing. He's like, yeah, I'll do that like every 45 minutes or so. I'll just call a different battalion. And I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious. He goes, and here's the thing about it. It's in the middle of the night for him because it was middle of the day for us. He goes, so I'm helping him stay awake. So that's just one of the many pranks that Marines like to pull on each other. Don't rat me out, Georgie. You know who I am. Does anyone have any guesses who Slip Up Sally is? Hmm.
Think about our group. There was a post in the group about bananas earlier.
Oh, I didn't see that. Bananas. I like nanners.
Yeah,
I
me
need to
too.
make I need to make banana bread. Well, yeah, we know what type of bananas you like. Sicko. Today was not the rapture. Well, there's another 3 hours my time. I guess Jesus could still save me. I'm
Are you
looking forward
sure?
to it. Well, I am pretty a pretty big sinner. I haven't been to confession for years. I need to do that. I love how there's all these accusations that they're making about who's reporting them. They don't have a clue. The fleas do not have a clue who's reporting their stuff, but they act like they know. It's like, no, you don't. Just stop. Why do people have to be ridiculous? I mean, I know why I'm ridiculous. I get that. But I would never tell people to be like me.
Why not?
Why not be like me? I'm a hot mess. Oh, good. What was that? Are you enjoying the vacation?
Yeah.
That's good. I
Be gone.
I was talking to my little man today about uh we got the holidays coming up, and in one in particular it looks like I'm going to have him, and I said, "Okay, we can do this or we can do this." And he said, "I'd like to think about it." I never did read Scott Stark's obituary.
I didn't know it existed until yesterday or today.
I should write my own obituary. I'm sure I could make it hilarious. Um,
You
I
get to
want
write
my
mine.
I want my epitaph to read "Died saving orphans from a burning building." I don't care how I died. That's just going to be my epitaph. One thing, remember the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield? One thing I loved
Yes.
is they're like, these are Melon Patch Kids. They're like Cabbage Patch Kids. Only difference is those they're orphaned. These kids are abandoned, and all the kids are like fat and like have beer bellies. They look all fucked up. I'm not a hot mess. I'm a spicy disaster.
That part.
um, well, Georgie knows this, but the rest of the people don't. I had someone who I work with come into my office today and say, "Hey, what's the name of your show?" And I said, "Veteran Nation." And she goes, I was down. I'd take my dad to the VA hospital. And she goes, we start talking to this other veteran who's there. And he asked where we were from. And I said, 29 Palms. And he goes, hey, there's a guy that I watch on YouTube from 29 Palms. And she goes, oh, yeah? What's his name? And he goes, I think it's Mike. And she goes, Mike Arthur? And he's like, yeah, I think that's it. And she goes, what's the name of the show? And he was veteran. He's like veteran country or something. And she goes, yeah, it's something like that. Still in the mountains. There is a still in the mountains. That's where you make the good moonshine. This is me playing dumb.
Yes, I'm still in the mountain.
They came out with the new trailer for the Mandalorian movie, and I'll be honest with you, they've ruined that series. That I'm over it.
Wasn't ever into it.
I watched it.
The kids were.
Like the first season was okay. Really liked the ending of this. Was it the first season? The one where Luke Skywalker comes back. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was great. But then they had to go and ruin it. That's when I was like, okay, this is stupid. I'm out of here. Yeah, I get a lot of viewers out here. There's a lot in Southern California. Um, I think our international viewers have gone down though. We used to get a lot more international viewers, but I'm not. I'm doing stuff more in the mornings now. Like the coffee with the skippers, and that is less conducive for like some of our Australian counterparts and actually some of our European, because then it's in the middle of the workday. Doing them late at night like this is better well, not for the European, but for the Australians. Show Skipper the picture of the fish that looks like bubbles. Oh God, I can only
He gets
imagine.
you a membership.
Oh, thank you, D spills the tea. I appreciate it. Um, I need to get over to your channel and watch your stuff. Uh, Georgie and Coop, they keep telling me they did send me one video that I did watch. But I need to. I think I did subscribe, but I need to actively watch. I got too many people that I watch now. I have to like rotate. I got people that are like, "Did you watch Megan and Tug?" I'm like, "No, I was watching Shizzy became before I came live." Um, and I was for a little bit in Jay Hip's stream. It was his birthday today.
I was there today too on panel.
I found out that my husband watches you on replay. That it sounds kind of like it's a weird thing going on there. No, I'm joking. I did have a friend of mine who I like to mess with. She's a veteran. She's like, "Oh yeah, I don't catch your streams when you're live, but I watch them later." I'm like, "Oh, you like to watch, huh?" She's like, "Not like that." Hmm. That's one thing that's funny about veterans. You can just mess with them. Yeah, yeah. I got to work people's stuff in. Um, I try to. So when I watch people's streams, and you'll see D when I come in to yours, I try to do a couple things. First off, I'm always going to give a thumbs up, and I'm always going to give a comment, and I'm probably going to send you either a super chat or a super sticker. Just because, um, it tends to get other people doing that, and my whole thing is, what's $2? If it gets you more people giving you super chats, what's $2? Um, is D, are you monetized? Everyone, if you're in here, go to D spills the tea. Go to her channel and make sure you subscribe. In fact, I'm gonna put you as a mod so you can drop your link. There you go. Done. You have a wrench. Ominous Dominus. Everyone expect calls from Fleece's chat. Someone just put the number up. Good. Good. Bring it on. I guarantee you, like I I won't lie, I've gone into people that I know hate me and put the number before. They never call. It's people just like to talk a lot of smack. R- That's why I have no problem with people coming here and talking smack to me, is because once they're in front of you and they're looking you in the face, they back down. Back down every time. There we go. Thank you, AVA. And I will pin that. Pin message. There we go. Put a pin in it. Boom.
So what? Someone just put the number in her chat or what?
And yeah, and fleece us. No one's calling. I've got it up.
Come on, flea groupies, come get some.
Do you
Time is
know how?
done.
Like I guarantee you, they're not coming. Uh, You know, they're scared. Edmonton, Alberta, not far from me. Well, I say not far from me. You're on this side. I'm in Southern California, and I get tons of Albertans who come here and visit. Tries to be funny. I'm the funny one. Well, you're gonna have to prove that, 007. Welcome, Don. Yeah, I I've been critical of Canadians because the ones I get don't know how to drive. I don't know if it's because Canadians are bad drivers, and I'm not saying they are. I don't know if that's the reason or if they're just old. I used to drive to Windsor, Canada, uh, quite a bit in my life, and I did not know Canadians to be bad drivers. But when they get to the Palm Springs area, yes, they are horrible drivers. They are bored. Well, of course they're bored. They're watching Felisa.
Right?
People are going to want you on camera a lot more, Georgie.
Yeah, that's not happening.
You're going to have to like do makeup and shit.
Literally, all I have on is eyeliner.
Apparently, I need to wear makeup because that guy earlier that was in here was saying I was trans.
I don't
Rumble
know. I
isn't.
read that comment and I automatically pictured the birthing hips. So,
Oh, Massachusetts drivers suck. And I've been to Massachusetts once, and I'll just tell you that like I wasn't even driving, and I was scared at the Massachusetts drivers. Um, Georgie, did I ever tell you where I went in Massachusetts?
no.
I stayed in Canton, home of Karen Reed. Pretty exciting, huh? No, actually, I went there because I got to go to the Dunkin' Donuts headquarters. It's not just Dunkin' Donuts headquarters, but also Baskin Robbins. And we got to meet the head chef for Dunkin' Donuts. We got to try some of their experimental donuts where they were trying to get the recipes right. And it was a fun little thing. Older Canadian drivers are not very good. That's why they need to do medical every year when they reach 75. How, how do they get the appointment? Should we fly on back or just hail a dog? Man, we got a nice little crowd in here watching. I'm not even streaming on all my platforms, just YouTube and Rumble. We call them massholes in Rhode Island. Yeah, that's what we call them everywhere else too. I will say this: they can't be as bad as drivers. The absolutely terrible drivers are here in California. Absolutely native pride. And I that is one thing I'm thankful being out here in a rural area is I don't have to deal with traffic because California drivers do suck. Like I remember it was torrential rain pour the one time, and people were still going on a road that's 55. They're still going 60, and I had someone honking at me that I wouldn't turn out in front of traffic onto the road. Kitty, you need to get out of here.
Bestie,
And
the fleas are talking about us.
of course they are. They've got nothing else to talk about. Here's one thing. If they took my stream and put it up on their channel and did a live react, I would not copy strike them. I wouldn't be mad about that. It's when they take stuff out of context I've got a problem with them.
Read the Dunkin' Donuts comment.
Dunkin' Donuts, he be dunking the nuts on her chin. Don't give me any bad ideas. Yeah, anyway. I get enough on my own. Rhode Island has potholes the size of cars and mass holes.
Switched to
I'll tell you
coffee.
the base. Good
Mom switched to coffee.
with Bailey's. You ever drink Bailey's from a shoe?
Probably would not.
You know, I almost hit people in Joshua Tree this weekend. Like they literally just start walking across a highway and cars are coming. It's like, what the hell? I drove through Los Angeles after having driven by Mount St. Helena 3 days before it blew up and couldn't get off the highway. Oh, okay. That's I had a teacher who was in Montana when that blew, and he had dust all the way covering his car all the way in Montana. and he was smart enough not to wash his car, just to rinse it off and let all the stuff, because it was very fine stuff. And people who washed their car and scrubbed actually messed up their paint job. Back then they didn't have that true coat. You got to get that true coat. Do you love me? You playing these love games with me? I love that. I found that so randomly one day on Reddit and found out it was like a huge thing. Yeah, We we can talk about the good times. We got Bailey's.
Uh,
Old Greg.
and why is your tongue hanging out? Robert.
My tongue. Oh, she's not talking to me.
I look up at mom and her tongue's hanging out of her mouth like a damn dog.
Remember, she looked like a bushwhacker. Remember the bushwhackers? That was old school wrestling. If I was involved in a belly button war, would that be considered a naval battle?
Damn it. Stop
When I go
doing
on the
it,
cruise
Carol.
with Georgie, she's going to try to talk me into a tramp stamp. I already know it.
Why would I do that? And it's going to say right in the episode. I don't think I'll be the one trying to talk you into a tattoo. I think it'll be mom.
There's some crazies in your area. Watch these guys on Impact Media. Yeah, I have watched that channel before. I get meth heads out where I live. Weird desert people. We call them the desert yetis.
Oh, Desert Yeti. Oh, wow.
Did you see, Georgie? You see? Yeah. Anyways, joke there. Why did the
Why
Mexican
did the
want to rob a train?
He had a locomotive?
That was early or 80s and early 90s. Yes, it was, Native. Yes, it was.
Mm.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. After service adventures. Yeah, that's it. It sucks. I've had it happen to me. I've I'm on the Battle Buddies app as a mentor, and I get people who are in crisis who reach out to me. But yet, I've got people out there saying I don't help veterans. Just because it's not on camera, folks, doesn't mean it's not happening.
Your mom.
Your mom, all right. I saw your mom in Megan's stream the other night. That was fun. I have a lot of fun when I get into another creator's chat. I'll just get in there and just start throwing stuff out there. Because I know Georgie knows if I get on a roll, I get on a roll. Just call me Jelly because I get on a roll.
Jelly. Don't you mean butter? Who
That
puts
too.
jelly on a roll?
I do. A jelly roll.
Come down to the baby.
Herpes can lead to some terrible things, or sex can lead to some terrible things. Herpes, aqua rot, or even worse, something called a relationship. Oh, yeah, we're not doing things normal. I'm vertical today. I'm vertical.
Vertical, sideways, upside. Shut up, Georgie.
Yeah, Georgie's taking things into naughty places.
No, no, I'm not. Stop. Mama's fault.
Butter and jelly. That reminds me of
Oh,
Chris Rock when he talked about salad tossing. Butter or no, jelly or syrup, not butter and jelly. But that's where my mind goes.
Sure.
How about butter and Cairo?
And the dog is tearing apart my bed. And you can see the cat. That's the cat right there. I got it blurred. Blurred. S- Still no calls, no texts, no voicemails from Fleece's fans. That is because
Bunch of pussies. I can call
that's
in
exactly what I
anytime,
was
but
going to say. But you did it so much better. Oh, oh God. They often got together to discuss philosophy, science, and whether or not life exists on other dogs. Warm biscuit with butter and grape jelly. That sounds good. Really good. I I drink or I so me and Glory every morning after we do our morning meeting, I go next door and I buy breakfast. And I get what they call the big breakfast comes with sausage, eggs, bacon, uh, hash browns, and biscuits. And I normally put honey on the biscuits. I'm trying to think if there's any other good stories I can tell you guys. Tried to join a gym once. The receptionist said it starts with a squat, so I sat down and never came back. You know what? I had the same thing. They told me I needed to show up in loose fitting clothing. I said if I had loose fitting clothing, I wouldn't need to come here. Uh,
wow.
we're having fun.
Yes. And Warrior were spotted earlier. Poor angry baby.
I was telling someone today about how when we were younger, growing up in Toledo, Ohio, at 4th of July, everyone in the neighborhood would buy fireworks and would just turn them over to the kids, like fully knowing what we were going to do with them, but they would just turn them over to us. And me and my brothers got smart to where we would stash away some bottle rockets because after 4th of July, you couldn't find uh, fireworks anywhere. So if you saved some and you had uh, the foreknowledge to save some, like a month later, you were the coolest kid on the block because you were the one with fireworks. And back then we used to do. Tell us the story when you got caught with the blow up doll. I didn't get caught. She's right here. No getting caught. She's my co-host when Georgie's not here. So, um, but yeah, so
She's my backup.
we would go ding dong ditching in our neighborhood as you do, and we when we were doing that, we realized a lot of the homes in our neighborhood, which were built in the mostly in the 1920s, had a mail slot on the front of the house. Like we had one that would go into our there was a little bin inside of our closet. So y the mail would like literally we had to open up our closet to get the mail. But a lot of them just had the little mail slot on the front door. So what we would do is we figured out, hey, we have bottle rockets. Instead of ding dong ditching people in the middle of the night, we'll just light one of these things and slide it through the mail slot, and we're halfway down the block by the time this thing goes off. So we'd slide it in, you'd be running down the block, you'd hear beep in someone's house, and then you'd see all the lights come on. Yeah, we have a stalker Well, actually, Georgie has a stalker who liked to post a lot of stuff that I do with Lacey here. So, uh, acting as if that bothers me in some way, like
Haters are gonna hate.
right? What do you call a group of a group of Canadians playing hockey? A sorry bunch, but they're working on it. That's a joke because all the Canadians say sorry. One of
Jay
my
Z, there's no need to come in here yelling at people. He never said he wanted to be a woman.
girl, you'll be a woman soon. There's a Neil Diamond movie coming out. I should go to see that. Baby loves me, yeah, yeah, she does. What happened to Linda Ransom, your midnight mod? She was never a mod. Gonna be there
No, but
tomorrow.
she sure tries to tell us how to run it.
That's the thing. Like, I don't think any of these people realize the people who want to be mods are not the people I'm gonna make mods. Why? Because they want to be a mod. The best mods are the people who are like, I do not want to be a mod. You're perfect. It's kind of like a youth pastor. The guy that wants to be the youth pastor is not the guy you want to be the youth pastor. Oh, I'll talk to all the kids. You want to play a game called Kiss the Eel for a chocolate bar?
I had to see eels today.
That dude shot at him. That was ridiculous. Like, it's just kids. When I was on vacation, kids were doing it to our hotel room, and like my brothers get mad. I'm like, they're just kids. We did that same shit. Like, I find it hilarious. Uh,
Kids aren't allowed to be kids anymore these days.
I've taught my son the art of prank phone calls. Uh, I'll be honest with you. I spent one day. The Marines were all on a 96, but we had to be in at work, and nothing was happening. So I spent that whole day calling my local Walmart, being put in connection with the electronics section, where I then tried to order a pizza many, many, many times to where they stopped taking phone calls. I need two bodies. For what, Gunny? I need one more body, right? I will say this though, volunteering in the military actually did me quite right. More times I got the better end of it by volunteering. Congrats on the pregnancy. Who's pregnant? I'm just
Not
fat.
on.
If you're talking about me, I'm just fat. I got I got out of the military and I dropped my fucking pack and I picked up a 12 pack. It's a good thing I don't want to be a mod for Skipper then, because that means I'm totally safe. I think I could trust you, Yankee Bell. How'd they name Canada? They took all the letters and put them in a big bag, shook them up, and pulled them out one by one. C, A, N, A, D, A. I saw a thing. It looks like the Mackenzie brothers are getting back together. Uh, Bob and Doug McKenzie. Those two hosers, eh? You want to go to the loony bin or the brewery? Take you to loony bin. Oh, take off, eh? Great movie if you haven't seen it. They had a really good album too. You're working to volunteer at your local VA Veteran Center. Hmm. You'll see how jacked up the VA is. That's the thing. People like I don't mind people arguing and like then they bring to me their arguments and I don't give a shit. It's like I'm a Marine again. Like I'm the officer. Oh, sir, this group doesn't want to deal with this group. It's like I don't fucking care. I think I was a pretty decent officer because just get the job done. That's all I care about. Why does Saskatchewan not use daylight saving time? Because no one wants to spend an extra hour there.
Everything's
Best
funny
live
to you
stream
right now,
around.
isn't it, Mom?
And G calls me cute jeans, or are you calling Georgie cute jeans? Who's cute jeans?
Don't know.
Eugene.
I don't know, but this other person said I was a beautiful, superior white goddess.
I am wearing. Whoa! I am wearing jeans. If you guys can see them.
I mean,
So maybe it's me.
I
The
have jeans
fleas are
on
going to
you.
screenshot that and say I'm doing a strip tease. Not on this stream.
You take a layer off, I'll take a layer off.
Banter.
Strip uno.
I'm on my way to the poorhouse and the loony bin at the same time. Well, the loony bin is free. You you get free grippy socks.
Yes.
Grippy socks.
Suck Mickey.
See, and Georgie knows what I'm talking about. I go after the crazy women because grippy socks, grippy box.
No, no, he didn't.
The crazy ones tend to do more, if you know what I mean. My dad was a sergeant in the army, MP officer during the Korean War, so I always make my bed military style.
You don't have to hide nothing from me.
I plead the fifth.
Rogue Gunfighter was medically discharged in '09, immediately opened a business gunsmithing and doing firearm instruction. I guess I didn't fall far from the tree. I love talking with gunsmiths. Every unit I was at, they gave me two things. I got safety and I got the armory. And whenever I could sit there and pick the brains of a gunsmith, you sure as hell know I did. Why is it windy in Saskatchewan? Because Alberta blows and Manitoba sucks. We got Shorzy with the jokes over here. Your mom says I only wear grippy socks. Oh, see, it's late night fun over here.
I like the footy pajamas with the grips on the bottom of the feet.
I should turn that into a shirt for the show, but a night shirt, like a really long night shirt. Grippy socks, grippy box. The
I've
crazy
been
one.
trying to get you to create a nightgown for us ladies for a hot minute now.
They don't have them. I've been looking. They don't have them on the thing. They just now put infant clothes, so I got an infant veteran nation shirt up now, or well onesie.
Well, I couldn't get a moo so I settled for a extremely oversized hoodie.
Felisa is threatening YouTube. Looks like Paint Chips is her new lawyer. Just as stupid. She can't. Yeah, they're dummies over there. Do you realize if you wanted to sue YouTube, you have to do it in San Francisco? Literally, it's in the contract of YouTube when you sign up. You're agreeing to arbitration in San Francisco. Why? You think they don't have you think they don't have inside track there? A
See,
night
all the
shirt will
women
be
agree with me.
so no one wants a Huggy jacket. What's a Huggy jacket? Is that like Huggy Bear?
A straight jacket, darling.
Okay, for the cruise, should I get onesie pajamas to wear and walk around the cruise ship at night.
Can we get matching?
So Kelly has already posed that to me. She was like, "Can we?" She was like, "Can we get matching PJs?" And I'm like, "Only if they're footy PJs." She's like, "That's exactly what I'm thinking."
You can put in your door and put in your car.
Oh dear.
This cruise is gonna get weird.
Uh-oh.
They're still
Thinking about
taking.
root.
We're still taking. There's still rooms available on the cruise for anyone wanting to go. The week of February 1st to the 7th to the Bahamas out of Cape Canaveral.
And the Dominican Republic.
Well, yeah.
Oh
Stitch
yeah.
onesie.
Yes, stitch onesies. Mhm.
I could see you wearing Stitch onesie
Fuck
with the
yeah.
hoodie. With the hoodie. I,
Eat.
I, I am not going to turn this into some type of weird furry cruise. So we do have to have limits.
They say shit about dressing up as a furry.
I did see a video of a woman on a cruise, and she's like, "This is the first thing I do on a cruise," and she took her mattress and put it out on the balcony and was like curled up on the balcony, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't fall asleep out there. You could lose some shit overboard.
That's a little nutty, but okay.
Everyone, I keep
Oh,
telling Georgie I'm gonna get pineapple magnets to put them upside down on her door so people know that's her room's the party room.
you poor mom. Mike's gonna put upside down pineapples on our door on the cruise.
Okay.
You don't know what the upside down pineapple means, does it? Oh dear.
You got some explaining. What is it?
So who's gonna
Native
sneak in a
asked me.
toilet plunger? Georgie's gonna sneak in a toilet plunger because she's gonna try to get that thing stuck on my head.
Try? We just have to wait for you to get drunk.
Brett and Treese would probably do that too. They'd probably help you.
Oh, heck yeah.
If he does, he better bring his drippy footies.
And then you can say, I'm a unicorn.
That or one of those suction cup dildos.
Oh.
She's like, we've got one at the house.
Store right up the road.
You saying I need a suction cup dildo?
For what? For Mikey's bread.
Speaking of dildos, I was talking to a colleague today who's also a veteran. He sent me a meme that said, "Smell your dildo and tell me if you deserve a good man."
Oh Lord.
Oh. I was just like, "Hey, do me a favor and send that to my ex."
Oh, that is hilarious.
What's the difference between a coyote and a flea? One howls on the prairie, the other one prowls on the hairy. Don't forget the turtle wax. I'm shiny.
He went out there tonight.
He said
I,
I'm shiny.
I lotion. You get out of the shower, you dry off, but while the moisture's still in the air, you get lotion. You put it on your head, and that's how you don't. Because if not, it'll get flaky. Trust
It's
me.
funny, last night it was me and you that was all
Uh-oh.
it's raining. I'm getting wet.
Oh. You gotta move over here.
Wax on, wax off. Can you believe we've been streaming for an hour? I was just gonna play a video game tonight, and it wasn't opening up for me. I was gonna play Fall Guys. Hmm. How many Canadians does it take to change a light bulb? Two. One to change the light bulb, and the other one to apologize to the darkness. We're sorry, eh? So I got me a brother, and he lives up in northern Saskatchewan. And he got really drunk when we were ice fishing. He got raped by a caribou. Oh yeah, it was a real rough one on him, you know. You know why there's no CSI Saskatoon? Because there's no dental records and the DNA is all the same. uh, Welcome, youth conservatives. I will apologize for the group now. I did an
For the
Alaskan cruise when I got out of the Navy. I always wanted to do a fun one because of always working on the ship in the Navy. Way too poor for one now. Well, that's the good thing about the cruises is
Flood.
you join them ahead of time and you pay them off a little by little before you go. So we're going in February. Everything has to be paid off by November 3rd, I think it is. So, like for me, I've got two VA disability checks from now till then. So I'm going to be well paid off. But uh, yeah, we're talking about doing another one, and I don't think AVA is still here, but AVA was talking that he wants to do one out of California here because he's Northern California, I'm Southern. And they do leave from here. There's some, I want to do an Alaskan one next year. I can't this summer, but uh, maybe the summer after we'll be doing one. I heard Fleece
Had
is
to
no
run
longer a
from the
member of
rain.
YouTube. Their channel's still up on YouTube. I think they're just suspended. And I think they're just blowing everything out of proportion. But, you know, that's why you got to be careful in what you say. How do you build a flea circus? You have to start from scratch. Where is it? I'm looking. There we go. Looking for the rim shot. Yeah, they do cruises out of San Diego, LA, and San Francisco, and also Seattle. So we're talking about an Alaskan cruise. Um, I might be, I might be doing. So I told you guys earlier I was talking to the little man, and we were talking about Thanksgiving, and I gave him an option, and one of those was us take like a 3 or 4 day Mexican cruise. So he said he's going to think about it. I'm good with whatever he decides. I am taking him to Greece next summer though. It's the difference between
Ooh.
Calgary and yogurt. Yogurt has active culture. Good to see you here, Harry. We're getting tired, or at least I am. Ours left out of Seattle. It was in August. We we did ours to Mexico, and we missed there was a whale alongside the ship at one point. I forget what we were doing, but we were doing something, and we missed the whale. It's a baby whale, dude.
I want to go whale watching.
They have them out of San Diego. I told little man if he wanted to go on one because he likes all that stuff, and I was like, "Would you want to do it?" He's like, "Yeah, maybe." But he's starting to get to be a teenager. He doesn't want to do that stuff. Wants to do the teenager stuff.
Yeah, I tend to keep forgetting that Kinley's 14 and like she's not a baby anymore, and she's just like, "Mom, you're
Oh,
boring."
mine's going to homecoming this weekend. And I was like, "Do you have a suit?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a suit." I was like, "Okay." Love the video that was made for Jay's birthday. I didn't see that one. I did watch Jay live today, and I did send him some money for his birthday. San Antonio Riverwalk. Well, I've heard Charles Barkley talk about those big old women down in San Antonio. Doing a meetup? Yeah. Well, we're talking. Me and AVA are talking about coming up north, up to your neck of the woods. Are you literally in the woods?
Who?
Native,
Oh, I was like, what?
because Native's up in Reno, right? Or am I
He's
thinking vet
somewhere up there in
firefighter?
Northern California.
What's that?
I said he's somewhere up there in Northern
Yeah, I know Native's
Cali.
up that way, and I know vet firefighters up that way. Then I saw the video skipper. I don't remember. There were just people on the stream talking. You're only 2 hours from San Antonio. I've got a friend who lives in Austin who badly wants me to come, and they're getting flights cheaper to Austin, so I might go there. We had a Caribbean cruise booked right before COVID and never went, didn't get any refund. That sucks. Was it canceled because of COVID? Because you should have got a refund. That's bullshit. Or at least gotten like credit for later. Modesto, home of George Lucas. Yeah, the old Skywalker Ranch is up that way. Three hours from Austin. Okay. I was listening the other day to the song By the Time I Get to Phoenix, and I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? The writer of that song had to have come from this area because he's driving through Phoenix and he's like, by the time I get to Phoenix, she'll be rising. So Phoenix for me is 5 hours. So he probably came from either this area or the LA area. Maybe San Diego, but doubtful. Like San Diego, you wouldn't go through Phoenix if you're going to Oklahoma. Georgie's all mad that I'm talking about Glenn Campbell.
Who?
Glenn Campbell, he was a country music star who got severe Alzheimer's and forgot who he was on stage many times. In fact, I wanted to do, you know how like there's board games out there? I wanted to do the game Memory, but it was going to be Glenn Campbell's Memory, and it was just going to be 2 cards.
You're such a dork.
How far am I from Blind Frog Ranch? I couldn't tell you. I have no clue where that is. I'm not far from Pioneer Town, which is definitely, if you're coming through Southern California, definitely worth the stop. All the panic and chaos request a credit and never receive one. That's BS. Conservative or liberal? You could say I'm conservative. I don't self-describe myself that way, but I'm more libertarian. The more older I get, the more libertarian I get, and it makes my co-host TC very, very happy.
Oh yeah, my other replacement. Kidding.
Or Kitty, he's trying to get up here in my lap. You want to come up on screen? It's like I just want pets. I just want pets.
I see my glory.
I'm really happy everyone's here. This is such a nice stream. It's just so lovely having you all here. Maybe next time we can do some crafts.
Ooh.
Kitty is now officially in my lap. You hit the wrong button and got sent to another video. Was it a good one? Uh, yeah, where I'm at, they claim there's a lot of UFO activity. Every time people post stuff here and say it's a UFO, I look at it and I'm like, no, that's clearly military stuff. We we do get the blackout helicopters. So if you don't know what a blackout helicopter is, it's not a military helicopter with no lights. That's not what it is. It's literally a helicopter that flies at night that you will not see and you will not hear. Like it'll be really low to the ground and you will not hear it at all. That's what it is. That's your grandpa saying, I'm your grandpa. Oh,
Pretty
thank you,
sure they
Vision.
were.
See, I just like when people come in here and say such nice things to each other. Thank you so much. Jesse S. is
Jesse, it is.
Dal behind me. Yes, that is Lacey. Hold on. Let me get. I got my cat on my lap. This is Conspiracy Kitty.
It's my baby.
His name is actually Kang. And this is Lacey, a fan of the show. Brought Lacey, bought her, and sent her to me. So I put my merch on her. And now she sits right here. And I remind everybody you can buy merch at veterannationfoundation.com. I want to find some like-minded people who would be interested in doing some paranormal hunts. Well, that's me and AVA. We want to go up there. I want to do a camp out to find Bigfoot, uh, which will pretty much just be us drunk with night vision walking around in the forest. Let's be real here. He was trying to get us into Preston Castle to do a, a ghost thing there. You're acting very furry, Skipper. I am not a furry though. Can I pet that dog? That was the cat, but the dog is here. She's around here somewhere. I got a service dog. Uh, so the cat's name is Kang. He is he's a pain in the ass, but he's my little hunter. He kills anything that tries to get into his house. And then the dog is Glory, and Glory has a birthday coming up on the 4th. Flea's just got a polymop from YouTube. Yes, yes. Isn't that funny how that works? Why can't people just come on YouTube and play nice? I just don't understand it. It's so easy just to be nice to each other. It costs nothing. There's a cemetery here in Modesto that's claimed to be haunted. I'm not what? What am I not? I'm not a furry. Okay, yeah, yeah. That's yeah, it could be a little bit weird. Have you ever seen Prison Break TV show? You should watch a clip of the FBI agent. It reminds me of you. I get Steve Wilkos quite a bit, or I get Gru from Despicable Me. Have you ever watched Jalen Spratt? No, I haven't. You know who I had on the show in the very early days of the show? We got some big guests in those early days. But I got Basil Boz, who had a recurring role as himself on the Blacklist. Uh, the he was the guy who would respond to James Spader characters, Red Reddington, uh, his personal security detachment. And Basil, he he was Marine, then he was CIA, and now he helps find kids who are being sex trafficked. Very interesting. Not my best interview, but he was an interesting guy. I was not a great interviewer back then. I'm better now. There are a bunch of places in Texas that are good ghost hunting places. Well, I would love to do a ghost hunt at the Alamo, specifically in the basement. She's thinking about using the Crayola channel. Is that legal? I don't know. Oh, Dalen Spratt. Okay. I don't know who that is. I'll have to look him up. That sounds like a woman's name, though. Is it a woman's name? Then you know who Basil was from the Blacklist. He was the guy with the he had really blonde hair and goatee, and he was always on Red's security detail. Really nice guy, and he's doing great work out there. Oh, the Queen Mary ship. I have been on the Queen Mary. In fact, one of the women that I'm talking to, trying to get to come on the channel and do her own show, uh, she has actually done the ghost sleepover on the Queen Mary. And she also went to the Myrtles in Louisiana. Okay, she's got to go night night. It's late. But yeah, she also did the haunted museum in Vegas, and nothing bothers her. Dalen Spratt. Okay, I'll check that out. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been really I really enjoy. There's a channel there in Texas. He's very West Texas, almost to El Paso. Dust Ups is the name of the channel, and it's a gentleman who's trying to bring the old desert forest back, where it was like all the cottonwood trees and stuff, and he's trying to do it naturally. Because 100 year, well, actually almost 200 years now of ranching has decimated West Texas, and that's why it's all dust. Uh, no, not the turtles, the myrtles. But it's an old plantation in Louisiana. I think Louisiana could be Mississippi, but it's right there. They do the haunted Queen Mary during Halloween, turn it into a haunted house. We might be. I don't know yet, but I gotta go out to help her move, and she lives in Mississippi. But if I go out there, we're depending on when we go, we might be doing Halloween in New Orleans, and I've never been to New Orleans. What should I go dressed as? I will tell you this. Years ago, when me and her, she had a girlfriend and they wanted to go as Reno 911 sheriffs. And we were going to go to Long Beach. And they wanted me to dress up as Terry, the homosexual prostitute on roller skates. And I was totally down to do that. Like, I was down to do that. I was like, that'd be funny. That'd be good. The three of us and me acting like a gay guy on roller skates. But then they decided not to go to Long Beach and they wanted to go to Palm Springs. I am not going to try to pretend to be a homosexual prostitute on roller skates anywhere near Palm Springs, because those people down there will think I am serious. And I was not about to get roofied by some gay guy. Maybe Canadians' love for maple syrup is a manifestation of nations' collective unconsciousness, a yearning for the primal, the earthly, and the cyclical. Oh yeah, it goes back into the tree. That's why you pee on it. Go as Mr. Spock. I don't know if I could be a good Mr. Spock. Um, we'll be in New if we go to New Orleans. Um, you can always go as a vampire in New Orleans. The syrup represents the bridge between the wilderness and the domestic, the raw and the refined. I love anyways. He's of all the new people to come here, you're at the top of the list, dude. Yeah, New Orleans does have some good paranormal hunts. We also might go and do a treasure hunt, because there is a treasure that I know of that's buried in New Orleans. There's also one up in San Francisco. If you know of the book The Secret, yeah, there those two. There's like something like 12 treasures buried, and only three have been found. Boston, Boston, Cleveland, and I think Milwaukee. Just like those years on Skipper. Maybe Captain Kirk. What? I don't look any of those guys. I probably look more like Scotty. Do you still do stuff for veterans, or is it all Hale's crap now? I do stuff all the time for veterans, all the time. Um, in fact, we're looking at putting two female veterans with their own shows on the channel. So we've never stopped doing stuff for veterans. It's just we don't. A lot of veterans, especially when it comes to their personal stuff, they don't want to be on camera. They don't want to talk about their stuff. They just want help and then be done with it. And that's what people don't understand. Even those that reach out, people are like, "Oh, hey, this guy did something, needs help with something," and we'll get them help. We will do something for them. Um, it's all individual specific, but a lot of those people they just want the help and then they're gone. Um, which is fine because a lot of it is showing them the process on stuff and then being there to help them, but them navigating it because the Lord helps those who help themselves. And that is always true. And then there are those who just want you to do it all for them. And I can't do that. Not enough hours in my day. But yeah, I was just talking. I'm gonna be writing some articles on some, and my goal. There's probably four veterans I really want to get in front of the House Veterans Affairs Committee. That's my goal. Have them get there and testify about what happened to them. But the big challenge is you get a lot of veterans who are like, "Well, I had a good experience at my VA." It's like that's great. It's just like, if anywhere you go to a barber and they're great, that's fine. But if someone has a bad experience, I want them to have a better experience. Just because you had a good experience doesn't mean that we can't make improvements and we shouldn't point out problems. I have no paranormal experience in my life, but I do believe I am able to feel different energy when I'm in a place that is said to be haunted. I believe that. How do I get my son's dad's DD-214 so I can take him to get a dependent ID now that his dad has passed? You will need a copy of the death certificate. Um, and your son, since he is next of kin, should be able to get that no problem. And then after you get that, well, actually, you might be able to contact it's the National Archives. They actually have a whole website for it. He might be able to get it himself just by going to that site and saying, "I am the next of kin. I need this DD-214." And your son probably has survivor's benefits. I'll tell you that much. It might not be a lot, but he's probably got survivor benefits. If he might have Montgomery GI Bill benefits or 9/11 GI Bill benefits. So it's worth looking into. A lot of veterans have no idea where to go for help, not knowing the channels to go through. A lot of them know where to go. They don't know how to navigate. I'll say that because um, the VA does a lot of things where, oh, you filled out the paperwork wrong, so you can't get these benefits. And it's like, what kind of bullshit is that? Like, you, the VA should not be fighting us. I will say this any veteran out there, if they go and join their local service agency, the VFW, the DAV, the American Legion, they have people there who are specifically there to help them. Now, those people might suck, but what I always do is I go in those places and I talk with the oldest veterans I know there. Because the thing is, if they're there, they've been through it. And some of those guys have seen the worst. And you start talking with those guys, they'll tell you, "Oh, you want to go talk to Bob? He can tell you how to do everything." Like that's where those guys are great. And that's where I got some of the best advice I've ever gotten from veterans was don't give up and don't die and you'll eventually get what you rate. But you get those who give up. Husband passed away 7 months ago. Got the paperwork from the VA, and I don't understand how to fill it out. So contact your local VFW or American Legion, or you can call the DAV's national number. They will help you. There are other groups out there like AMVETS, a Marine Corps League, but they might not have the personnel to help you. The American Legion VFW do have mechanisms. They literally, it's part of their charter. So they have to have those people. Now, sometimes the people in those roles suck. They're volunteers. You get what you pay for. But that's who I would go through first. And I would talk with the grizzled old veterans. That if and the more unhappy they seem, they probably have more knowledge. His stepmother is going to give him nothing. She doesn't matter. She's not next to kin. Your son is next to kin. Uh, so she's not a part of the equation. He goes straight to the VA and to National Archives. He'll get the veterans that he rates himself as a survivor. That stepmother can't do a thing about that. You can tell that bitch to go piss up a flagpole. Wap uno. Are you talking Italians or wet ass pussy? Hey, I'm kind of down for either. Oh, I can't do a Tony Soprano. If I could, I'd do a Tony Soprano joke. What do you want, kitty? He's at my feet again. I'm like, hey, you can pet me. Even though she was married to him at time of death? Yes. It has nothing. Her being a stepmother or a wife, a widow, has nothing to do with his survivor benefits. And as a child of a veteran, he does have. Now, it depends upon his age and some other things as to uh, what kind of benefits he'll get. But like I said, there may be something out there, but there may not be a lot. But there may be something, and it's worth looking into. Right? Yeah. I trust me, I've got people in my family that like. Well, I'll just tell you right now. I've there's a reason I've got a will and a living will. I've got an ex who would come right in and try to take over everything, but I do have a will and I do have a living will. So he probably the biggest thing you're probably going to get are GI Bill benefits. And if you're like, well, he's not the type to go to college, there's other training that stuff can be used for. This guy looks like a pedo. Okay, come on over here. Let's play a game called Spider in Your Underpants. I'll put a spider in there and you got to get him off. We'll play the old frickle frackle. I'll take you down to my basement. I got a whole bunch of fun stuff down there. You can feel around because it's kind of dark. It's it's a game called Kiss the Eel for a chocolate bar, and don't tell your parents. Skipper, I got 30% in 94. I may qualify more. How should I start? Okay. Uh, so 30%. Um, can I ask what that was for? And everyone's going to get an education uh, because you're 30% disabled, 70% not uh, disabled. And that's how they look at it. So, yeah, if you're 30%, I guarantee you, we can get you more. Um, and you see the number down below. You can, if you don't want to talk about it online, you can always text me there. And I also have Veteran Nation or Veteran Nation at protonmail.com. You can email me there, and then we can. If but if you want help right now on here, I can tell you, 30% have you put in for tinnitus. Tinnitus is a 10% condition of ringing in the ears. Every veteran I know has hearing loss, and most of them with hearing loss comes tinnitus. And here's the other thing If you say, well, when I got out, my hearing was fine, it doesn't matter. The VA is responsible for all these injuries that occurred during your service that not only happened then, or that got made worse. And what happened? 10, 10, 10 for three things. Okay. So hearing loss is probably one of them. So what you're going to want to do is put in for you'll want to put in for tinnitus if you haven't. If you have, and tinnitus is either a 10% or 0% condition, that's what you're going to want to do next is put in for migraines. If you get headaches, and there's an app out there called My Migraine Buddy, and when you get headaches, you go in that app and you start putting your symptoms and how long it happened for, because that's considered journaling, and they can take that as evidence. And see, migraines are a secondary condition to tinnitus. Now, when you got out and you were 20 years old, you might not have had tinnitus, or it wasn't that bad, but it got worse over your lifetime. So, guess what? That means they're still responsible for it. So okay, no. So you'll want to put in for tinnitus. And trust me, there's no test for tinnitus. It's what's called a presumptive condition. You claim it, you just got it. They have to rubber stamp it, you've got tinnitus. Well, once you get the presumptive condition, everything that is secondary is also presumptive. So migraines are secondary. Now, with migraines, if you have to take time out of work or time out of your day once a month because of headaches, you now qualify for a 60% condition of migraines. Now, you have a 10, 10, 10. So let's say you put in for tinnitus and you get 0%, which is very common. That's fine. But you then get a secondary of 60. So now you're going to be 60% disabled, 40% not disabled, but you have those tens. So of that 40%, we take 1%. That's a total of 4%. And then you add that onto your 60. So now you're 64%. Now you have another 6%. And I'm trying to think, that'd be 36%. So 3.6. So round it up, another four. So now you're at 68%. And then you have another 10%, and that's going to be 3%. You add that on to the 68, and now you are 72% disabled. You round that down for your total disability, because they do round up and down. So you will get paid at a 70% disability just by claiming tinnitus and um, uh, uh, migraines. And if y'all need a job, apply for the VA. They pay bank compared to other jobs. They don't really pay bank. It can be a better job, but it's a government job, and you're going to get every holiday off. And if you buy back your service, you're going to get more time off. Um, but what I would tell you, your mom, is to go to either contact the DAV, or contact your American Legion, VFW, whatever your local service organization is, and go talk to the people there and find out who the good service officers are. Veteran service officer, VSO. I am not one, but I can tell you all the things you need to tell a VSO. Because if you say all the right things, they'll know what claims to put in. And if you just do those two right there, you'll go from 30% up to 70%. And trust me, 70%, you're going to get paid $1,500 a month tax free, just by claiming those two things I told you. And I'll help you with other stuff that you can claim. I'll tell you, almost everybody who's been in the military, if you've gone through basic training, you have PTSD. If you claim PTSD, and if you've had suicidal ideations, never had a plan, just had suicidal ideations, you're going to get 70% right there. So that in this scenario, if you applied for that, you'd start off at 70. You're probably going to end up as an 85% condition with what you have, round up to 90. And that's how easy it is. Once you learn how to navigate, it becomes so much easier. But the thing is, if you don't say the right things, the VA is going to fuck you over every time. They pay like $30 an hour, or minimum wage is 7. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. Like here, They actually pay the highest amount they can in CONUS, where I live, because we get LA locale pay. So you have your base pay, but then it goes up based upon your locality. Uh, like if I took a job at the one down in San Diego, I would actually take a pay cut, which is just ridiculous to me because out here it's such a, like, compared to the rest of California, it is kind of a low standard of living, but we do rely on LA, which is why we get that locale pay. She'll be back on YouTube in 12 days. Well, yeah, I figured. She'll probably stay on Rumble when she figures out that you get paid better for views on Rumble. And honestly, you do. That's why when people go onto my Rumble and watch, I'm very thankful. I just have a bigger audience at YouTube. Whatever you want to do. Uh, yeah, you can email me, you can text me. The big thing is I need to know specifically what you've claimed and if you've gotten denied for anything, what you got denied for. Um, if you put in for it so many years ago, trust me, w- I'll be able to tell you enough things that you can claim. Like if you haven't already, you should try to do a sleep study through the VA. That's an easy way to get sleep apnea as a condition. And it's a secondary condition to so many things. It's secondary to PTSD. It's secondary to hypertension. It's secondary to I'm trying to think what else. And all these things are, like, yeah, your military service, again, hypertension. y- You might not have gotten it specifically from your military service, but if your military service made it worse, it's a secondary condition to PTSD. And trust me, they're not going to deny you for PTSD. From when you told me when you applied, you were probably a Gulf War veteran. Read up, please. I'm sorry, did I miss something? Uh, okay, so the cemetery where the bee had him buried is a veteran cemetery in Abilene, Texas. Can my son get the death certificate there? No. You get the death certificate from the county. They'll normally have like a board of vital statistics, and you don't have to go there. You can actually request it through your state. Like you'll have a state like vital statistics or something like that, and you can request it that way. It's just like getting your birth certificate. You're going to probably pay $10, and your son would say, "Yeah, I'm next of kin." She doesn't even get notified. She gets the official one because she was his wife, but she won't get notified. You could request his death certificate. That's public record. They can't stop you. Carpal tunnel in both hands. That are you? Do you want to claim that, or you say you have it? Um, because there are ways to claim that. Absolutely, there are ways to claim it if you haven't. Same thing with plantar fasciitis. Um, you absolutely can claim that. I've got plantar fasciitis, and I took good care of my feet too, but it happens. I just got so many. I rolled my ankles so many times. I've got bad ankles. And see, here's the other thing about the VA. I've got bad ankles. I can't run the way I used to. The way I walk has changed. My gait has changed. So guess what? I also got to claim my knees because now the way I walk is different. So my knees hurt. I've got a bad hip. Why do you think I have a bad hip? Because my ankle bone's connected to my knee bone's connected to my hip bone. Like that's the best way I can. But people always, here's the thing: those muscular skeletal things that you claim, those are only good for 10 percenters. People are like, oh, my knees are all jacked up. I'm going to get so much money. If you're not in a wheelchair, they're not going to be big ones. The big ones are PTSD, sleep apnea, hypertension, um, GERD. Um, I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of them out. There's like a laundry list that people never do. But once you get one of those, a lot of those become secondary. So then when you claim them, you don't even have to come in for a CMP exam. It's just, okay, there you go. You have it. Okay. Scars. Scars are another one that people don't claim. And after you get PTSD, after that's one, I would recommend that you claim erectile dysfunction because, and for females, if any females are watching this, female sexual arousal disorder, because PTSD will cause both of those, and they consider it loss of a creative appendage. It'll be a 0% condition, but because it's loss of a creative appendage, you get $200 extra a month. Once I get that death certificate, I'm going to contact you on Facebook and have you hold my hand and walk me through the process. It's not very hard. It's not hard at all. Like you probably can go to the National Archives now, or at least your son can. You're not next to kin, he is, and apply for his DD 214 right now. In fact, I would recommend he call a veteran service officer and explain the situation. And they'll probably do that for him, or at least really help him. I was recently diagnosed with sleep apnea. So, okay, there you go. Uh, if you claim PTSD, um, in the same claim, you can say, "Hey, I've got PTSD. I've got sleep apnea secondary." So let's say we get if you let's assuming you had suicidal ideations, not a plan, you just thought about suicide, and like had nightmares and stuff like that. You're going to get 70% for your PTSD. Your sleep apnea, if it's moderate, you're probably going to get 40% for that. If you claim those migraines, yeah, dude, you'd be well on your way to 100%. And you'd be like, this is so easy. What you should do tonight is go into the VA's website and do an intent to file. All you do is you say, I'm making a disability claim, and you go through probably like 4 or 5 pages of like, yeah, that's my name, that's my address. And at a certain point, it'll say your intent to file has been filed. The reason why you want that is you'll want to do that tonight if you can, but definitely tomorrow, because that means you'll get paid back pay all the way to the first of this month. Exactly, your mom. And here's the thing: people are like, "Well, I don't have that in my service record." Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if we can find some way to link it to your military service. It counts. And as I tell people, find ways to say yes before you find ways to say no. The VA is going to find more than enough ways to say no. I had to appeal my stuff. And eventually the VA was like, okay, yeah, you do have this. And that's why I told people, like, people are like, oh, so and so lied. You're not lying. The VA tells you all these conditions are on, you judge them by your worst day, not your best day. So you guys have probably seen some of my videos when my back goes out. It doesn't go out often, probably every several months or so. I've been working out, so it's getting better. But when my back goes out, I'm down for the count for a couple days. The VA told me I didn't have any back issues. Dude, like that is the worst out of all the stuff I have. When I have back issues, literally, I walk around my house with a cane. It gets that bad, and it's hard for me to do stuff. Like it severely affects my life. The VA is supposed to judge me on that day, not a day like today. So don't ever feel bad. If it happened to you, it happened to you. That's the way it goes. But you get all these people that act like the VA is taking their money. Trust me, the VA wastes your way more of your money than what these veterans take in their disability claims. Trust me on that one. I can show you so much fraud, waste, and abuse, and they just don't investigate it. It's ridiculous. Uh, There's a veteran I know. I'm not going to talk too much about his stuff, but he he was married and he got divorced. The VA was paying him, and he only was like at 20%. They weren't taking a lot of money, right? So he was married. He gets divorced. 4 months later, he gets married again. Okay, goes for years. I helped him get 100%. They did an audit of his account and said, "Oh, no, you still have this woman." So they checked him all those years of pay. But the thing about it is, he was married, legally married. They should have only checked him for those 4 months. So now he's got to hire an attorney to get all that money back. And it's ridiculous. It's like, okay, yeah, he screwed up. He should have done the paperwork, but it doesn't change his status. He was married and getting paid for most of that time as a veteran with a dependent. What's the problem here? If I file an intent to file, is there a time limit for me to file? Uh, yes, it's a year, 1 year. But here's the thing: do the intent to file because, and here's the thing: just let it take its time. Uh, because, and here's the thing: a VSO, if you're coming up on that limit, they can submit some stuff like a partial, and then say we're still gathering evidence, and then you get like another year or two. So don't worry about that. Worry about getting the intent to file in today or tomorrow. I'm telling you, just go into va.gov, log in. Uh, if they'll want you to be a part of ID Me, but you'll want to log in and get that intent to file. Because trust me, you do that, you're gonna thank Skipper when you get that back pay, especially if we get you 100%. You know what 100% VA disability pays? $3,700 tax free a month. And if you do an intent to file today, and then you put in all this stuff, and 6 months from now it gets approved, they have to give you 6 months of back pay. So what's 3,700 times six? It's like $20,000 almost. Wouldn't that be a nice payday? And that's the way this stuff works. But yeah, I've got people out there. Oh, Skipper doesn't help veterans. He's not a VSO. There's a reason I'm not a VSO. I couldn't be helping people like this if I were a VSO. I couldn't be as frank about this stuff. Okay, yeah, just go into the va.gov and trust me, it won't even take 15 minutes. Logging in takes you longer than doing the intent to file. You log in, I I want to start a disability claim. You confirm your name, your social, your address, all that stuff, and then you'll get to a page where it says your intent to file has been recorded. See? And here's one funny thing. All those people was like, Skipper's not a VSO. He doesn't help veterans. None of those people could tell you any of this stuff. Like they might be veterans, but I guarantee you they haven't done a claim. I guarantee you they're not 100%. They're just those they're just those bullshitters out there. They're what we call in the Marine Corps sea lawyers. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. They don't have no freaking clue. Just started collecting my Social Security. Yeah, wouldn't you like another $3,700 on top of that Social Security every month? You'd be living pretty good, wouldn't you? Trust me. It I've got a friend, she's 100% VA disabled and then she got SSI. She's on a fixed income, but she doesn't live in poverty. And here's the other thing. She's 49, and because she's on disability, she can live in 55 and older communities, which are normally cheaper and normally nicer and normally gated. That's the way that works. But any last questions? Because I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna wrap things up tonight. But feel free. And here's the thing: you got the text message. I might not respond right away, but you can ask me questions in there all the time. That that number literally comes to this phone. And I get people that I helped years ago who are like, "Hey, I need help doing this." And once you get to 100%, there's going to be other compensation that you can apply for too, like clothing allowance. If you wear any type of knee braces or ankle braces or anything like that, you're not eligible for a every year clothing allowance of about $1,000. 30% right now, yeah, it's about 500. I'm telling you, you if you do a claim with the just those 3 or 4 things that I told you, you will be definitely over 80%. And 80% pays, I wanna say 2,000 a month. So, yeah. Actually, No, I think if 80 pays 1,700, I think 90 pays 2,000, and then it's the big jump to 100. And because here's the thing, if we can get you your hard percentage, that when I was doing that math and I was like, okay, now you're at 72% rundown, I'm figuring out your hard percentage. If we get your hard percentage up to 90%, at that point you're just chasing 10 percenters because every 10% it puts 1% onto your hard percentage. When your hard percentage hits 95, you just made 100 because they round up. See, Skipper's. I've been doing this I started my claim 10 years ago. Actually, no, it'll be 10 years in April. And they jerked me around for a number of years, but I paid attention and I learned from people who were smarter than me. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get going. Uh, your mom definitely reach out to me, and anyone else who, if you're watching this on replay, feel free to reach out to me. If you're a veteran and you just want to talk about this stuff, again, I can I don't have to get into all of your information. I just need basic stuff about what you claimed, what you have. And from there, I'll just give you advice whether you can use it or not, whether it applies to you or not. But there's stuff out there. And trust me, your mom, you get PTSD, the next thing you want to claim is erectile dysfunction because that's $200 every month tacked on to that 3,700. It helps. There you go. And here's the thing, you can actually, for every condition, you can type it in and see what the VA gives you money for and what you can claim. And it'll also tell you at what percentages. They have to put all this out there so you can know, oh, if I have this, this, and this, I can claim this and get this percentage. And then once you start doing that, now you've turned the board around against the VA, and now you're playing their game. And it's very hard for them if you're saying, nope, I've got this, and it causes me this and this, and now you're just hitting all those checks in the box. And here's the other thing, when you do a CMP exam, you can take notes in with you so you can have it all pre-written out. All right, guys. Yeah, suicidal ideation for PTSD, that will get you the max if you have suicidal ideations. And if you have suicidal ideations, call the VA crisis line and get that recorded. Say, yeah, my name is so and so. I live at so and so. I just got to talk to someone because I'm having suicidal ideations. I don't have a plan to hurt myself or anyone else. I just feel really depressed and suicidal. And guess what? That's journaling. And then you can see in your claim, on such date, I had to call the VA crisis line. And if you have multiple calls, that just goes right through real easy. All right, folks, I'm going to get going. Thank you so much for being here. Hope I helped you guys. And yeah, feel free to call, email, text, whatever works best for you. Thank you so much. And you guys have a good night.